Namaskar, I'm Dr. Nalini Avinash Wagmare, working as an associate professor at Tilak Maharashtra Vidyapith, Pune. Today's our topic is Mahatma Phule and his social reforms. So Mahatma Jyotirao Phule was a well-known social reformer of Maharashtra in the 19th century. He worked ceaselessly for education of the women and the Dalits, for upliftment of the underprivileged and the downtrodden, and for reform of the Indian social structure. He was revolutionary in his thinking and is a constant source of inspiration for new generation of intellectuals. Mahatma Phule was also called as the makers of new world or a new society are always out of step with society. Men of dominant will, they overstep ancient laws and customs. The ignorant always live in slavery. Ordinary men live in submission. But a man of mission breaks all bounds. Jyotirao broke the bondage of Indian women and enabled her to make herself free. He was revolutionary in his thinking and he is a constant source of inspiration for new generation of intellectuals um, um, from beginning to till now. He broke the bonds of mental slavery that were tied to the neck of the lower classes by scriptures and priestcraft. He broke the fetters of the untouchables which they had borne for ages. It heralded a new dawn for them. It was he who raised a hue and cry against their exploiters and contented. The whole nation would be happy and contented. Jyotirao was thus the face of liberty in revolt in that time. When the social religious reform movement took place in 19th century as Brahma Samaj, Arya Samaj, Pratana Samaj, among them the Satyashodak Samaj was also one of it, where the remove the social evils and build the liberty, equality, fraternity among the people. Under that, we have to study the Jyotirao Phule and his Satyashodak Samaj, his principal membership, subjects, and contribution to society. So Mahatma Phule's early life. Jyotirao Phule was born in 1827. His father Govindarao was a vegetable vendor at Pune. Originally, Jyotirao's family, known as Gores, came from Katgun, a village in the Satara district of Maharashtra. His grandfather Shetaba Gore settled down in Pune. Since Jyotirao's father and two uncles served as florists under the last of the Peshwas, they came to be known as Phules. Jyotirao's mother passed away when he was hardly 1 year old. After completing his primary education, Jyotirao had to leave the school and help his father by working on the family's farm. Jyotirao's marriage was celebrated when he was not even 13. His early life, impressed by Jyotirao's intelligence and his love of knowledge, two of his neighbors, one a Muslim teacher and another a Christian gentleman, persuaded his father Govindarao to allow him to study in school. In 1841, Jyotirao got admission in the Scottish High School at Pune. It was his school that he met Sadashiv Ballala Govade, a Brahmin who remained a close friend throughout his life. Both Jyotirao and Govande were greatly influenced by Thomas Paine's ideas and they read with great interest Paine's famous book, The Rights of Man. An incident in 1848 made him aware of the inequalities of the caste system, the predominant position of the Brahmins in this social setup. He was invited to attend a wedding of one of his Brahmin friends. As the bridegroom was taken in a procession, Jyotirao accompanied him along with the relatives of his Brahmin friend. Knowing that Jyotirao belonged to the Mali caste, which was considered to be inferior by the Brahmins, the relatives of the bridegroom insulted and abused him at that time. So that was the turning point. After this incident, Jyotirao made up his mind to defy the caste system and serve the Shudras and women who were deprived of all their rights as human beings under the caste system. Awakening self-respect in the peasants and toiling masses, he infused courage in them to stand up against the poverty and social injustice and against oppressive injustice and inhuman Hindu prescribed and the caste system. He also imbued them with new thoughts, new ideals of human dignity and equality and self salvation. So here Jyotirao Phule started the social reform movement, the social evils which were existing at that time in the society. So his views on reform, Jyotirao wanted now to organize his followers and workers so that they might assimilate his rational ideas and bring them into effect. It was his aim also to show the government how the peasants were exploited and how they were suffering from a desperate, grinding poverty and glaring social inequality. He struck hard to raise the Atishudras to the level of the Shudras. Lost rights are not secured without a struggle. So Jyotirao knew well that the upper caste, especially the Brahmins, would be not only unsympathetic but also intolerant, and that the tradition mongers would not easily give up their privileged position and power. There was no question of their expecting to get any political rights, as they had no strength and organization behind them. So he decided to set up an organization to preach his ideology. Uh, his main ideology is that reform the society, give the equality to one and all. Then Mahatma Phule's works wrote very numerous books of prose and abhangas in Marathi in Persius style. He called his abhangas akhandas. He also composed Mangala Shatakas to be sung at weddings. Their songs were included in the Sarvajanika Satyadharma. Moro Vittal Walvekar and Sakaram Yeshwant Paranjay were two other Brahmin friends of Jyotirao who in later years stood by him in all his activities. After completing his secondary education in 1847, Jyotirao decided not to accept a job under the government. So Jyotirao Phule's works are Gulamgiri, शेतकऱ्याचे असूड, सार्वजनिक सत्यधर्म, शिवाजी पवाडे, तृतीय रत्न, इशारा, ब्राह्मणाचे कसब. So these are the books written by the Mahatma Phule, which is helpful for us. So Mahatma Phule started the Satyashodhak Samaj to reform the society and give the liberty, equality, fraternity to one and all, and reform the social evils which are existing at that time. Mahatma Phule was the founder of the Satyashodhak Samaj. It opened to all without consider caste, community, and sex. Upliftment of Dalit and women was the main intention behind to start this Satyashodhak Samaj, and education to all. According to Jyotirba, convened on September 1873, a meeting of all his admirers and disciples at Pune. About 600 men from many important centers of Maharashtra assembled. Jyotirao made an impression upon his followers the necessity of a central institution for the guidance of the movement. After some discussion and several other speeches, it was agreed to form an institution. There was much enthusiasm among the chosen lieutenants of Jyotirao. They decided to organize the mission and to spread the message of the movement. Jyotirao named this institution as a Satya Shodhak Samaj, that is, Truth Seeking Society. It might be mentioned here that Jyotirau's three Brahmin friends, Vinayak Bapuji Bhandarkar, Vinayak Bapuji Dengale, Sitaram Shakaram, helped Jyotirao and his colleagues to establish the Satyashodhak Samaj. Jyotirao was elected the first president and treasurer of the Satyashodhak Samaj, and Narayan Rao Govindarao Padalkar was elected its first secretary. Then what were the objectives of the Satyashodhak Samaj? The objectives of Samaj were to redeem the Shudras and Atishudras from the influence of higher Brahminical scriptures under which the higher authorities excluded them to make them conscious of their human rights and to liberate them from mental and religious slavery. All men are the children of one God, who is thus their parent. As there is no necessity of intermediate to approach the mother or to please the father, so there is no need of an intermediate such as priest or a preceptor to enable the devotee to offer his prayer to God. So there is no mediator required. To you directly pray, God will bless you. So there is no requirement of middle person. Anyone accepting that principle is qualified to be a member of the Satyashodhak Samaj. Then membership of the Samaj was extended to all castes, including the Brahmins and Mahars and monks, and even the Jews and Muslims were its members in its early stage. The weekly meetings were held Sundays at the place where branches of Satyashodak Samaj were established. Then what were the subjects in the Satyashodak Samaj discussion? Freeing men from the beliefs in astrology, ghosts, and demons. The main task was upon the caste system and idol worship. Emphasis was also on the principle of the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of men. Medium of instruction in Marathi. Mahatma Phule stated that God read the human mind and understood the yearnings and prayer of every human being. The necessity of temperature and compulsory education. It is also one more subject involved in the Satyashodak Samaj. Encouragement of Swadeshi goods. Dislodging the Brahmin priest from the position he held in the religious field from ancient to medieval to modern period. So making arrangement for performing marriage at minimum expenses and minimum expenses. Then how the Satyashodak Samaj propagated by the people. The Satyashodak Samaj lacked the support of major intellects. Their philosophy was a simple and honest peasant. Satyashodak were more to social action by their hearts. Their language was the language of the people. Their places of propaganda were the corn gathering places. The dress of the preacher of Satyashodak Samaj consists of a blanket, a turban, and a dhoti, and he had a drum in his hand. He urged them to send their children to school so that they might learn what was law, what was religion, and what was God. Then the Satyashodak Samaj was thus the first institution to launch a social movement in modern India. It raised its voice against social slavery and demanded social justice. It was the still voice of a long suppressed people in India. Jyotirao later denounced the Brahmin Samaj, Brahma Samaj and Pratana Samaj as a ruse born of the Brahmin brains to cope the political designs their forefathers had preached in ancient holy works such as the Vedas and the Gita. Immediately on the foundation of Satyashodak Samaj, Jyotirao started translating his resolution into action. He called for application of students for scholarships and granted scholarship to 10 students. This was greatly appreciated and applauded by the non-Brahmins. He next turned his attention to the religious aspect of the mission of his Samaj. On pressing invitation, Jyotirao Phule went early in 1874 to Bombay to open a branch of the Samaj. At several places, he made speeches and urged the lower caste to stand by his Samaj and help expand the movement which promised to liberate them from the hierarchy. He wanted them to become better men and not to waste away their lives as hewers of wood and drivers of water, as had been their lot for ages. The Satyashodak movement under its founder Jyotirao totally rejected Vedic tradition and Aryan heritage. Phule was a strong supporter of natural religion based on reason rather than revelation. He denounced those who cheated others in the name of religion and propagated universal humanism based on values of freedom, equality, and universal brotherhood. Then emancipation of Dalits. Mahatma Jyotirao Phule and liberating the Dalits from the slavery. Phule founded Satyashodak Samaj for upliftment of Dalits and women. Its object of redeeming the depressed classes from the influence of Brahminic culture. Untouchables are kith and kin and started eating with them. Opened schools for Dalits. Propagated universal humanism based on the values of freedom, equality, and universal brotherhood. Arranged the intercaste marriages. Then women's education. Education of women and the lower caste he believed deserved priority. Hence, at the beginning, educating his wife Savitri Bai Phule and opened a girls' school in 1848. Jyotirao Phule opened two more girls' schools during 1851 to 52. Primary education. Jyotirao Phule was aware that primary education among the masses in Mumbai presently was very much neglected. He argued that a good deal of their poverty, their want of self-reliance, their entire dependence upon the learned and intelligent classes could be attributed to the deplorable state of education among the peasantry. Then widow remarriage. The issue of widow remarriage was extremely sensitive, and Jyotirao was deeply moved by the plight of Hindu widows. In 1864, he got a widower of the Snehnavi caste remarried. He founded an anti-abortion centers where widows could deliver their babies and have them cared for. This was the first institution of its kind. It saved the widows from loneliness and from the killing of their infants. Jyotirao gave protection to pregnant widows and assured them that the orphanage would take care of their children. It was in this orphanage run by Jyotirao Phule that a Brahmin widow gave birth to a boy in 1873 and Jyotirao adopted him as his son. Then equality of sex. Jyotirao refused to regard the Vedas as sacred. He opposed the idolatry and denounced the Chaturvarnam. In his book Sarvajanik Satya Dharma Pustaka, published in 1891, his views on religious and social issues are given in the form of a dialogue. According to him, both men and women were entitled to enjoy equal, and it was a sin to discriminate between human beings on the basis of sex. He stressed that unity of man and envisaged a society based on liberty, equality, and fraternity. He was aware that religious bigotry and aggressive nationalism destroy the unity of man. Then orphanage. In 1876, Jyotirao was nominated as a member of Pune municipality. He tried to help the people in the famine-stricken areas of Maharashtra when a severe famine in 1877 forced people in the rural areas to leave their villages. Some of them had to leave their villages. Some of them had leave their children behind, and an appeal issued on 17th May 1877 by Jyotirao indicates that the Victoria Orphanage was founded under the auspices of the Satyashodak Samaj to look after these unfortunate children. From the beginning of the year 1879, Krishnarao Walekar, one of his Dinbandhu, which was the organ of the Satyashodak Samaj, the weekly articulated the grievances of the peasants and workers. In conclusion, we can say that Jyotirao was a preeminently patriot of humanity. Like all really great men, he was a universal man. He stood for human rights, justice, peace, and prosperity, and not for power. Jyotirao's personality was more ethical and social and rather than religious. He wanted to divert the Hindus of their false belief that God would come to their rescue in times of danger, and from the belief that their fate was predestined. He infused self-reliance into them and made them stand for and secure their human rights. Jyotirao's thoughts were undoubtedly inspired by noble, lasting human values. The language he used to express these thoughts was infused with the ardor of fairy emotion. His genius had the power to transcend the present and to look into the remote past and the very distant future. Filled with a heroic ethical purpose, Jyotirao's ethico-religious personality stand on a high spiritual plane. By his emphasis on truth, equality, and humanism, Mahatma Phule occupies a place in the pantheon of great thinkers and sages of India. So Mahatma Phule's brief information mentioned in this is brief life sketch, works, books, Satyashodak Samaj, and principles and reforms done by Mahatma Jyotirao Phule. For more detail, you can refer these books. Dhananjay Kir Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, Hari Narkesh Mahatma Phule Gaurav Granth, Deshpande Selective Works of Jyotirao Phule. Then Chasalkar, Ashok Chasalkar, Mahatma Phule आणि शेतकऱ्याची चळवळ. कुलकर्णी E.R. कुलकर्णी महात्मा ज्योतिराव फुले सामाजिक आणि शैक्षणिक कार्य. फुले आणि स्त्री मुक्तीचा विचार गेल ऑमलेट बघ. So these are the book for detailed information. Then other books also you can refer. Salwan Case, Mahatma Phule and Dharma,